So for those players who are playing on Xbox or on controller and stuff, these are some settings that you want to set up. Now, I'm going to go through as many of them as possible to kind of help y'all out. But you see, for one, make sure you turn your controller vibration off. This is going to help you to where when things start blowing up or people shooting you, it doesn't vibrate and miss your shots. As for your sensitivity multiplier, you can adjust that as you need personally. Now, when you come down here for mount, you can leave this at ADS or double tap ADS. Double tap ADS allows you to not have to go into it the moment you start aiming down the sights and you're at the corner. Versus ADS, the moment you're at that corner, it's just going to mount you. Now, that's just fine, either one. Over here in advanced, you're going to go ahead and switch this to Black Ops. This is basically aimbot, free aimbot from the developers. So default and Black Ops are just the exact same, but Black Ops is like old school Black Ops type. Second, change this to dynamic. It should start off as standard, but change this part to dynamic. The sensitivity per zoom, this is for snipers. You can adjust these as you prefer. I'm not a really great sniper. I'm going to be working on that, but again, you can set this for as you want. I just leave it as off. Just let them be until I figure out that kind of setting. Same with your inputs here. I have my left stick max and my right stick max. As for the minimums, again, I leave those just the same as what they are, but the max just really helps me out personally. Just like in some of the other games I play, you want to turn those up to where your movement's just a little bit faster. But again, that's player's choice. Let me go close this out. As another one, when you're going down here, you're going to be able to, which one was it? Maybe it's not in here. Oh yeah, right here. Mount exit display. Now this is when you're mounted. You can change this to short. I would, because this allows you to where you barely even move anything and it comes off a mount. Medium will still allow you to stay on mount. But if you change it to short, it'll be basically the moment you do any kind of movement or whatever, you're going to come off a mount, except for as long as you're mounted, like just aiming around a corner, you try to move away, like back off, it'll unmount you from there. Quick C4, you do not want to have this on. You want to leave this as off, because this allows you, if you have multiple C4s, you can throw them out. If you have this as on, it'll detonate your last C4. So if you have an objective and you want to leave that C4 there, then you can tap it and so on and so forth. As for here, world motion blur, turn this off, and your weapon motion blur, turn this off. This will allow everything to be a lot clearer. Your film grain, go ahead and turn this down. You don't technically need it. It can be left where it's at, but if you turn this down, when you're inside of buildings, it won't look as dusty. What else was it? Yeah, basically all these off, depth of field. On here, you want to increase this to 120 if you're on a monitor. If you're on a big screen TV, you don't want to go past the 100. I put this on my big screen and you can definitely tell a difference. Again, monitor type players take it all the way up to 120. So if you're on a TV, you want it no higher than this. Basically, because the bigger screen TV type players, guys are sitting in their chairs and way back, you don't need to be zoomed in that much. As for your third person, if you're playing third person, turn this all the way up to 100. And then down here on your ADS, when you're in third person, you do not need to aim down your sights. You can pull the trigger and it'll just make the bullets aim a lot better, allowing you to not waste stuff like scopes or things of that nature. You can just aim with the little dot, and I'll show you where to put that dot on later. And you can just shoot and aim. And this here just allows you to just keep staying in third person the whole time and see around in a bigger spectrum. And down here, there's nothing really much to mess with on here for controller players, except for adding in, say, like this. You want to leave this as square. Do not take it to circle. Everybody likes a circle, but the square, as you can see in the top right corner of the square, you can see more of the area. Now, as for your crosshairs, you can turn those off because you're going to get this free center dot. Now, some people who play on monitors, they have a red or green dot, and sometimes that can burn out your deal. This one gives you kind of a gray or a light white dot. So it doesn't burn through your monitor or put that little dot in the center of your screen as much. So that's going to help you out. As for your players' names, leave this as full name. That way, if you see a player who's being toxic or anything, you can see their full name. You can find them and report them. So that's about it. Now, as for weapons, people are already calling for the Lockman 556. Day one, I went and got this because I knew it just looked too good to be true. I went and got this. And if people think the Lockman 556 is too good, wait till they see what I've found out about the Rap H. The Rap H is this thing right here with a bigger magazine and on crack cocaine. Now, everybody already, the first thing that they do is, oh, this gun's broken. Oh, this is messed up. Oh, they don't need to have this type of accuracy in the game. Dude, here we go with the fucking nerfs from one game to another. Now, I could put on these right here, the little frangibles, which makes you flinch, and it becomes even more toxic. I can trade that out for anything in third person, and people can't shoot me because even still in third person, they wouldn't be able to do anything. And I can add 60 rounds. Imagine that right there on the Rap H and having 75 rounds and still being able to do the same thing as this weapon. If y'all think this is bad, wait till y'all see the Rap H. Like, it's just as strong as this because it is a form of this weapon. Like, this weapon is just the Galil. If anybody remembers Black Ops 2 and the Galil, this is what this weapon is. Stop asking for nerfs, please.